Vamos! That was great, wasn't it? Great singing by me. Now, okay, let's go on to Nadal versus Schwartzman. You can probably tell that that's why I'm so excited, because Nadal has made it to the semi-finals, and just like Novak Djokovic, as you can tell on the shared screen, he got through in 4 sets. Slightly, I would say, slightly easier than Novak Djokovic, and I think that was to be expected. That's what most people thought would happen. But not without its trials and tribulations and bumps in the road. Now, my boy, my man, Rafael Nadal is on the hunt, and his journey to 21 slams and the 14th French Open is in full steam. But of course, as you can see, he will have to face Novak Djokovic, the world number one, and probably the toughest test that he will have to encounter on the clay here at Roland Garros. Now, before we get into that, though, I want to touch upon the actual match between Nadal and Schwartzman, and then we have some really cool stuff to cover in the women's singles as well. Amazing matches in the women's, and I'm really looking forward to the semi-finals. It's completely opened up, and there are no top 10 seeds in the semis. Crazy. Okay, so Nadal, as you can see, won 6-3, 4-6, 6-4, 6 love. Couple of stats. Why not? Venue love stats. Also, thank you everyone who did join the live stream. It was amazing, again, to have quite a number of people on the live stream. And it's just really cool to have people interact with them, and also just have a bit of fun, to be honest with you. That's the main thing, right? A bit of a laugh, bit of fun as well. Bit of educational stuff, bit of learning. And yes, we all love tennis, and it's a little community that's building on the channel for tennis anyway. So that's cool. Really, really cool. So thank you everyone who has done so. And of course, smash the like button for this video. Thanks. It does help. Okay, so as you can see, 6 aces for Nadal, 3 for Diego Schwartzman. No surprises there. Nadal doesn't have the biggest serve, but it is bigger than Diego Schwartzman, being, I think he's like 5'5" or something. So he's very short for a tennis player anyway. So getting that serve popping and really causing problems with aces is not really the name of the game for him. First serve percentage for both, 67% and 63% respectively. This is where these stats here are telling. Win percentage on first serve, 74%, 59% for Schwartzman, 74% for Nadal on the second serve, and 50% on the second serve for the Argentinian. Break points, Nadal had 14 opportunities, took 7 of them. 4 for Schwartzman, he took 3. So as you can see, there were 10 breaks of serve in this match, and a lot of them came in that first set. Apart from that, I think it's worth noting that Diego Schwartzman, he put on a clinic in that second set. And in the first set as well, he gave Rafa Nadal a lot of problems. He was 3-2 up and a break up. Nadal broke him back and then came back. And as is so often at Roland Garros and has been the trend for this year, there's been a lot of times when he has been a breakdown and then he's come back to win that set. So he did that, but Schwartzman picked himself up, dusted himself off, and said, you know what? I am still here. I'm coming back, and I'm coming with vengeance. And he took the second set 6-4. I tell you what, some of the tennis he played is sublime. Genuinely sublime. Some unbelievable points. One lob was just unreal. A couple of amazing drop shots as well. A couple of points where he just outlasted Nadal, which is crazy to say, right? Considering it's on the clay. And just in general, he was genuinely really, really solid, Diego Schwartzman. And I was so impressed in that second set, genuinely. He had momentum. He blew Nadal away for large periods of that, and that's why I took that set. Then the third one was a bit of nip and tuck, but Nadal managed to, I think, 2.5 sets in is when Nadal then took it up a notch, and we're at 4-all, I think it was, and Nadal broke and take it to 5-4, and then served for the set. And at 2 sets, so 1 set all and 4-all, Nadal then just said, you know what, I'm going through the gears, and Schwartzman was already at gear 5, and Nadal had just didn't even go to gear 5. He went to gear 7 and completely just blitzed him really in that final set. As you can see, 6 I bageled him, and I think after that third set, Schwartzman was mentally and physically drained because he'd thrown everything at Nadal, and he was still 2 sets to 1 down, and Nadal just was clinical in the final set. I mean, it was just not cringe to see, because that's a bit harsh, but it was a little bit sad to see, really, from a neutral point of view, because he'd done so well, and then Nadal just completely ground him down. Then I'm going to very briefly touch upon the Djokovic Berretini one. Didn't watch that whole match, unlike the Nadal Schwartzman one. Watched, I think, the first set or so. Venue actually covered that. He did a live stream. Thank you, everyone who tuned in for that live stream. He did the first, I think, set or so of that. Then we both had to go and play tennis ourselves. So, yeah, we didn't watch the rest of the match. But 6-3, 6-2, 6-7, 7-5. And no play was suspended as well for a period of time. And then Djokovic came back and sealed the deal. So, really solid performance from the Serb. I know Berrettini posed his problems as well, as you'd expect from someone who's had a very good clay court swing, especially taking that tie break and obviously a tight fourth set there as well. So good little passage of play from the Italian. But Djokovic, Nadal, or Nadal, Djokovic, however you want to bill it, it's going to be an absolute cracker on Friday. Cannot wait for that one. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. It's going to be so good, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's going to be amazing. Okay, on to the women's singles then, and let's touch upon Sakkari versus Swiatek, because this was, 6-4, 6-4. It sounds like, you know what, that's quite tight. It wasn't as tight as the scoreline suggests. Sakkari was very, very good. I mean, number 17 seed. She's actually the highest seeded player left now in the draw going into the semi-finals. Crazy to say, right? Swiatek, the favourite after Barty crashed out and withdrew from the tournament via injury. Then obviously Sabalenka went out, Serena Williams went out, and we were left with Swiatek, who was by far, her and Barty were the favourites going into this tournament. Reigning champion as well. She did have a little bit of a niggle, I think, with her quad, I think it was. But in saying that, I don't think it made too much of a difference. Sakkari was just sublime on the day. Genuinely, the shot making incredible, serving as well really well. She served very, very well, and she just outthought a thinker in Swiatek. And it was very similar vibes to the Tsitsipas versus Medvedev match, where Medvedev likes Swiatek. They're both thinkers. They're both very intelligent players, and they like working out players. They really do. And Sakkari, like her Greek compatriot Tsitsipas, was just too much on the day, and her nickname is Shred or something, something along those lines, because she's always in the gym or something. She's just shredded, but she is pretty shredded to say the least. And 6-4, 6-4. The biceps are just ridiculous. To be honest with you. Anyways, apart from that, aces 5 for Sakkari, 0 for Iga Swiatek. First serve percentage pretty similar, and win potential behind the first serve is what was really impressive as well. 83% and 56% respectively on the first and second serve, compared to 70 and 46 for Swiatek. So you look at that and say it's a bit of nip and tuck, but there were just points in that match where you would expect Swiatek to kind of run away with the rally, especially with a forehand down the line, and it didn't quite happen. And it was just really impressive stuff from Sakkari. She just came out. She was the underdog going into the match as well, and she absolutely blew away the reigning French Open champion. Really, really impressive. Okay, going on to the final match to discuss: Coco Gauff versus Krejcikova. Krejcikova just, I don't want to say old man or old woman Coco Gauff, because she's not that old, but obviously, because she's playing tennis still professionally, but in comparison to Coco Gauff, she is. So let's just say that she was very wily in the way that she played. I think Coco Gauff actually played slightly better than her in the first set, but she managed to take the tie break in the end 7-6, and then in the second set, I think she just ground her down. And very, very impressed with Coco Gauff's run to the quarterfinals. I think she's been really impressive. Good experience for her as well. I would have loved to have seen the semi-finals, just because I genuinely think she is such a talent coming through. But at the end of the day, fantastic learning curve. And Sakkari versus Krejcikova, I'm backing Sakkari. I'm actually backing Sakkari to win now, because I think I said Barty and Nadal. Barty went out, I said Swiatek. Sakkari's beaten her. So automatically, for me, that's it's Sakkari now. Anyways, let's very, very briefly touch upon tomorrow's games. Obviously, it's the two semi-finals For the women's, Sabalenka versus Zidansek, probably starting at 2 p.m. UK time. We'll see, because they always get the timings wrong. Normally, it gets moved back like an hour. And Krejcikova against Maria Sakkari. So really intriguing matchup there as well. And then we have the men's, and I'm not sure when they're starting on Friday yet, to be determined. But obviously, that's Zverev versus Tsitsipas, and we'll have Nadal versus Djokovic here as well. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I really do appreciate everyone's support so far during the French Open as well. It's been amazing. Please do remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, hit the notification bell as well to get alerted to all the new videos. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you on the live streams or for one of these videos as well, whichever one you prefer, or both.